Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinlife.com, and today we're going to take my cap off, put on my bike helmet and have a review of the Mango Bikes Black Series 18-speed road bike that I've been riding now for well over a month, and during that time I've ridden probably about 300 to 400 miles over all sorts of terrain, and I've waited until this point to do my review so that I can actually go and look at my experience and talk about different things rather than just go, oh look, I've unboxed this, oh I like that, oh I like that. So hopefully this is going to be a little bit more useful than just unboxing and having a look at the bike, which if you're interested in seeing that, you can look at the link in the description just below. Right, let's get to the bike. As you can see, we've got a silver framed version here, and one of the things I'll just point out first of all is the way that the front forks are black rather than being the same colour as the frame. There's something about that, especially coupled with the silver frame, black handlebars and traditional looking brown seat, that all aesthetically I really do like the look of, and it looks very grown up and mature, so especially compared to some of my previous bikes. The handlebars being drop bars is obviously a big plus, and definitely obviously for a road bike very much preferred. The gears I've had absolutely no problem with, and they all work nice and smoothly. You can see there's two gear levers there built into the back of the brake lever itself, which is definitely handy, because when I had a Carrera Virtuoso, which one of the gear levers was actually the brake lever itself that you'd push in to shift gears rather than pull it towards you to brake, which on that system I found was a little bit odd, because sometimes I'd accidentally shift gears rather than actually brake. So having the gear levers on the Mango as separate things I'm definitely a big fan of. I just thought I would throw in this little clip here so you can see just how muddy the bike tends to get when I'm riding it off-road and down muddy towpaths and stuff. It hasn't caused any major problems, but just thought, as you can see there, a little bit of the chain and the sprocket on the back I'd cleaned up just so you could see how shiny in particular the sprocket is if you wish to keep your bike nice and clean. Obviously in my case, because I'm going so often off-road, I don't tend to obsessively clean it all the time, which hasn't caused any problems. This was my independent weight test, which with mudguards and lights and everything attached, what I call the proper riding weight, came up as 12.6 kilograms, which I don't think is too bad at all, certainly on par with similarly priced bikes. And of course, you're not spending thousands of pounds, so you're not expecting a super light frame or anything like that, but I don't think that for an 18-speed bike that's too bad at all. If we have a look at some random clips, if you'd like to see the full videos that these are all taken from, then check out my other biking stuff on YouTube. And really, I'll just say a few words about my actual experience riding this bike. As I've said, been riding it over all sorts of terrain, through all sorts of different scenarios and weather conditions. I found the gears all to change nice and smoothly and operate almost flawlessly in all cases. Obviously, this bike is still at the sort of 4 weeks to 6 weeks period, very new and everything's nicely lined up, but I haven't had any problems. I find it nice and comfortable to ride on. I do like the new seats. I've had a Mango bike for a long time with one of the old seats, which wasn't bad, but I definitely like the new seats a lot more. One of the things that I think probably speaks the loudest and most importantly about my experience riding this bike is that as I sat down to create this review and was writing out my bullet points, there was nothing at the top of my mind and nothing that was prominent in me thinking, right, I've got to point out this and say that this was bad, or oh, I didn't like this about the bike, because I've basically got this bike, started riding it and I had no problems and just thoroughly enjoyed my time. It's been great to have a bike with gears again after riding a single speed and fixie for goodness knows how long now, getting on for 2 years almost. So yeah, let's hand over to me and see what I've got to say. As I find myself out on a nice early morning commute, I'm going to keep things simple and say Mango Bikes Black Series definitely gets the sort of interesting thumbs up. And as I'm looking slightly comical now that I see myself on the viewfinder here, I'm going to wrap things up and say thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Check out my other videos for loads of bike riding and a Mango Bikes fixie review. I've got another one of the 2014 fixies which will be reviewed very soon as well. And of course there's all the boat life and goodness knows what else. Basically a lot of outdoors and active lifestyle sort of videos. So check those out. Have a fantastic day, and until the next time, farewell.